I'm going to replace this U-joint right here. Some loose, wobbly. Time for this one to go. Put it up on a jack stand here. The wheel can spin. We're in good shape. Here's another view. You can see how bad the U-joint is worn. So, like I said, time for it to go. Now I could take off the cap, cotter pin, the nut, washers, you name it, the wheel, pull all it out. Get around the back side, loosen these bolts over here, drop the dive shaft. Maybe I could pull this off. That's way too much work. We're going to do it with the everything in place. I'm going to start by pulling out these clips right here on the top. Grab your trusty pliers right here and grab hold of these clips. It's easier to do if you're not holding the camera, but just squeeze the clip, pull it out like that. Rotate the wheel around a little bit. Need to get me a set of left-handed needle nose, it looks like. Anyway. Oops, there goes another clip. Spin the wheel around just a little bit. You get the idea here. These clips are history. We don't need to use them. The new U-joint comes with replacement clips. You pull it out and it goes flying like the last one did. Not a big deal. Now it matters which one you go to replace or remove first. If you can look at this, if I was to move this yoke down, it's going to push the bottom cap out the bottom. Give that a shot, see what happens. Let's spin it around, see what we got. Oh look, there's the cap coming out there. And do the same thing on this side. Look at that, we got caps out on both sides there. And this is going to be kind of tough to show you, but rotate this around a little bit. See how this is moving back and forth? We got the cross there. If I put it, instead of in the center of this cup, I'm going to put it up on the edge of it. I'm going to turn this around just a little bit. That's kind of cattywampus there. Persuade it some more. I think we just lost one. We got a cup out. Look at that. Same thing the other direction. Get the hold on there. There we go. It's balanced on top of the edge of the cup on the bottom. And we didn't get it out there yet. Alright, one more time. Let me spin that backwards a little bit. There went the other one. Now, if I could manage to get that U-joint out of there, I could get those other two cups out of it, but there's just not enough room to pull the U-joint out of there. What I need to do is drive the U-joint that way. I'm going to spin it around a little bit again, because I'm going to need to push the bottom cap out. I'm going to raise the shaft up just a little bit, and we'll get a persuader, start pushing on this cap, which will drive the bottom one out the bottom. Okay, I went with plan B. I took the socket out of here, replaced it with a piece of wood right here, because the socket kept moving around. Anyway, took my driver, punched it on the top. The bottom cup is out. The top cup is out of there. I'll remove this block and continue. Okay, a little bit of rotating the wheel. wiggling of the U-joint and pull the darn thing out of there. And a lot of grease missing, a lot of rust present, and I don't see any needle belt. There's one in the bottom. I got one needle bearing left in there. I guess that's what happens if I don't grease them. I gotta clean up the place a little bit. I already cleaned it a little bit, but anyway, just using old standby WD-40 degreaser, a little bit of lubricant. Anyway, and I'm going to use my handy dandy battery terminal cleaner to get inside there, clean out the insides there, because you need to get the cups to fit in there pretty easy. Here's the new U-joint. Advance Auto Parts. Why Advance? $10.61. What a deal. Part number 1-0300. And here's a whole baggie of, can't really see them with the glare, but there's the new clips I was telling you about. And also there's a Zerk fitting in there that fits into the end of this U-joint rather than in the cross. Much easier to access that. Okay, we're going to start by removing the cups from each end of the cross here. And all the nice little needle bearings. Remember, I only had one in the last one. I don't know how many's in there. There's a lot more than one. And I got to take all 4 of those off. Okay, we're going to start. Got all the cups off there. I'm going to put it on the axle side of the oops. Anyway, fidget with it enough, it falls right into place like that. I'm going to grab a cup, put one in this side and one in this side. Okay, I got one cup in place there. What I'm going to do is move the U-joint up into the needle bearings on this one, so the needle bearings don't start going all over the place and I have to chase them down. Okay, I got the cap up here, I got the U-joint pressed into the needle bearings, and I'm going to use my persuader and gently but firmly tap that cup into place. Okay, it's flush now. It's not all the way seated. We'll do that later. I'm going to turn the wheel over, put the other cup on the other side, and continue. Okay, I got the cup over on this side. I got it on this side. The U-joint still moves back and forth because I need to sink these in so there's enough room to install the clip that holds it in. I'll do that a little bit later though. Now we're going to put the two-wheel drive shaft onto the, I'm going to put it at approximately that angle. I'm going to need 2 hands to do this, so I'm just going to move this over and get it up in where I need it. Alright, that's in place there. See there, that's the end of it. I'm going to put a cap on that end, spin the wheel till this side comes over this side, put a cap on that end. Okay, put all the caps in place. That's still moving around there. That's alright. Doesn't look a whole lot better than the one I took out, but once we get everything in place, everything's going to be just dandy. Now I'm going to sink these down into where I could put the clips back in place. Again, I'm going to use my persuader, the socket that barely, a little bit smaller than the cup. I'll just be able to drive it down in there. Okay, I got the first one driven down far enough to where I can get a clip on that side. Again, I'm starting on the axle side here rather than drive shaft side. I'm starting over here. Got it down far enough. There you look, here's the new clips. 1, 2, 3. Oops, that one's different. Why the heck would that one be different? Zerk fitting. This one goes on where the Zerk fits. So I'll grab one of these clips and put it in place with vice grips, and hopefully I don't shoot it across the garage. Okay, I don't know if you can see or not, but I've got one side of this started. It's down in the groove already. What I would do, I would use my needle nose, not my vice grips, to grab hold of this guy holding this side in place, just squeeze to where it'll pop right down in there. It was easy enough. I'm just going to turn this thing over now. Again, that shaft is moving a little bit, not a big deal. Again, I need to drive this one down far enough to get the clip in there. When I'm driving this one down, it's going to make firm contact with the cross on the U-joint and shove everything as far south as possible. At that point, this clip on this side will be in there much tighter as the cup has moved down. And this will be down far enough to get the clip in this side. Okay, I told you it's going to be tight. See how this one doesn't quite fit in the groove there. You can almost feel it, but it won't quite fit in there. I'll get my thumb out of the way. Anyway, it won't quite fit in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my needle nose, squeeze it, put it just about in place. With my socket again, drive it down just another half a hair, and it should snap right into place. Snap right into that ring there. Okay, there, I got it in place. You see this side over on this side isn't quite down in the groove. This is where the socket's going to come in. I'm just going to go in there and place the socket on there, tap it down. This side should just snap right down in there. Okay, one more time I put the socket down here. Raise the shaft up because I need to drive this top one down. I need some room between this cup and the cross down here. So I'm just going to tap this one down far enough to where I can get a clip in this side. This is the one where the zerk's going to fit. I'm going to use the odd man clip on this side over here. Okay, and this last one here. What you need to do is keep the shaft up high because there's no room, there's no play in the new U-joint. You need a wedge to keep that up as high as possible. Let us drive this cup down in. So, there's my wedge. Nice wedge, huh? There's another one on the floor. Anyway, and do put it right in here. It's getting tight. I'll get my persuader, just tap it on the end, drive it in there pretty good. That way my drive shaft's not going to move. Well, here it is with all the clips in place. All that's left now is to install the zerk fitting in that hole there. Okay, there's the zerk in place. I tried and I couldn't get the zerk to fit in there. The free ends of that clip are just a little bit too long. They're covering the edge of the hole there. I just took my cold chisel, set it on the garage floor, gave that clip a whack, trimmed off the edge a little bit, and the zerk it fit right in there then. I'm just going to put some grease in there, grease it up real good, and call it quits for today.